What's going on, everybody? This is DJ Duck, and of course, I'm joined with DJ Eclipse.
Whoa. That was way back.
No, I'm Rawstarr. Of
That's
course,
when I had all my hair.
You know, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for weeks to be able to do that, though.
Wow.
I'm like, I gotta wait until we either have no guests or someone who just is in tune with what's going on. But yeah, I finally got a chance to say, what's going on? This is DJ Duck, and of course, I'm joined with DJ Eclipse, and realized, wait a minute, that's the wrong show. I'm Rawstarr. Of course, this is CW, and this is the Misfit Effect. So today, we actually don't have a guest today, but we have a good show planned out for you. We're going to talk about anime. And first off, CW, what shows are you currently, enjoying?
So, I'm crazy. I've been marathoning. Well, I'm watching a few shows, actually. But I've been mainly marathoning One Piece.
Ooh.
Which is another one of those shonen animes where they're like, I'm going to be the insert greatest whatever. So this one is about Monkey D. Luffy and his crew, and he's going to be the Pirate King. And he's going to find Gold D. Rogers' treasure, the One Piece. And, hello? Oh, yeah. He's,
with One Piece, it's like, I just, can't get into it. And I think it's mainly because I seen the episode count. I feel that, also feel that if, I had just now discovered Dragon Ball Z, I probably wouldn't get into it because that episode count would, scare me away.
Okay, so here's the thing about One Piece that's oddly different from Dragon Ball Z, for example, or even Naruto, which I went through both. I went through the original Naruto years ago, and then Shippuden a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But or a little more over a year ago. They have a lot of filler arcs, that don't matter, and you're like, what? Or you're like, something's off about this episode, and then it gets kind of tedious because you're like, we're not learning anything. Like the story's not progressing, so it can be easily dropped. Mm-hmm. You can either find a guide that tells you you can skip these episodes, but then sometimes they'll pepper actually relevant information that push the plot forward for 5 minutes each episode or some shit like that.
But I also feel that there's some sites that just tell you which ones to watch, so you can just skip any filler also. And
One Piece has minimal. That's the weird thing about it, is it has so many episodes, but it has very minimal filler. And the filler arcs I've watched are actually pretty good filler arcs. And it's only been one. And I'm on episode 160 something now. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get through because it's almost it's weird. And it's kind of interesting with a lot of these Japanese series. It's the content is growing up with the viewer. So the earlier episodes are a little lighter, and then things don't seem as serious. You see Zoro slash a bunch of guys with the swords, but they just fall down. There's not blood gushing out or anything. That happens later. So it's a pretty interesting series. It's pretty funny too. I just watched the dub so far because apparently there's 600 episodes that are dubbed.
Oh, wow.
So
well, that's good though, because for people like me who would prefer to watch the dub sometimes, just so I can work simultaneously it's just a little better sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's what I was doing because I was like, I don't know if I could give my 100% attention at all times to a sub of One Piece, just because like you have to really pay attention the whole time, you know. So you don't have that like that audio cue to be like, oh, let me look up, let me rewind this.
Yeah.
So
And
like,
I know for myself, I'm currently watching three different animes, and one I have queued up, which I haven't had an opportunity to look at yet, but I heard it is really, really good. Um, like the one I've heard is really, really good. It's called The God of High School.
oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you about that. Have you seen that? Because I saw something, a little blurb about it, and I was like, oh, like I saw on Instagram somebody was like, oh, the creator was inspired by like Dragon Ball Z for some reason.
So
So I was like,
it's on my to watch list. But
okay,
I've been been watching everything else because I've already finished the Umbrella Academy. So
oh man, wow, already, fuck,
it just came out Friday and today is Sunday. So yeah.
wow, I haven't watched it yet. I've been thinking. Well, oh, I also started watching Cells at Work.
I don't know what that is.
It's it's an anime on Netflix. It's about the inside of somebody's body, and it
Oh.
follows like the adventures of a white blood cell and a red blood cell.
Hmm. I'll have
It's
to look for
interesting.
Jones. But no, but I do want to it is one of the ones that is on my because I have three that I'm watching and this one's on my to watch list because I heard it was just really, really good. And it's queued up like right now. If you look at my windows, it's queued up right now, so I can watch it. So it's there. It's just I haven't actually started it yet. So is the new season of ReZero. So I haven't watched the new season of ReZero. And did you watch season 1 of ReZero?
No.
You might like. I don't know. You might not. You might like it, but you might not because it has its moments. You just
Well, I
gotta
mean,
kind of,
what's the plot? Because like I think you told me before. But...
basically ReZero is he got transferred to another world, and he keeps repeating everything over and over again until he gets it right.
Oh, like Groundhog Day. Okay.
And like the first time he fails, um, you might get a little confused until you understand what's going on, and then every time he does it, it's something like the beginning of it's different, like the first few seconds, like first few minutes, then everything else is different about it. The same outcome happens, but his journey to get there is different.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of people like Rim and Ram, and a lot of people like Ram more than Rim. But it's a catch-22. Depends on the way you can identify with said characters.
Mm-hmm.
But you might like it. So those two are ones I haven't started yet, but they are in my queue because
Mm-hmm.
they're just starting up right now for their new season. But the ones that I am watching is this one called The Misfit of Demon King Academy.
Mm.
And basically what happened is the Demon Lord wanted peace.
Uh-huh.
So basically he killed himself and he said that he would return in 2,000 years. The thing is like everybody else, they become really weak and
Uh-huh.
because they don't know how to really use magic. And like over those 2,000 years, someone else has claimed his name
Mm-hmm.
and so he's become lost in history. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And his minions who were granted immortality, they've had their memories wiped.
Oh, okay. So nobody remembers him.
No, like no, no one does. But they remember his name. I'm talking about. They remember what he did, but they don't remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back and says, "Well, I am." He says his name, reborn.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, "Well, that doesn't mean nothing to us because you're just a student here learning how to
Mm-hmm.
use magic." But he shows how powerful he is. So I'm only on episode 4. This is gonna be 13 episodes, and from what I understand, they have not even introduced all the characters yet. But the first 2 that they did introduce, that plot by itself is really good. This is the first 4 episodes because they go through like the foundation of these 2 main characters,
Mm-hmm.
and the way they go about it is really good. So it only has the 7 on my anime list, but I feel that is better than that. But I'm also continuing on Food Wars season 5 right now, and I feel that though I love Food Wars, I
Mm-hmm.
feel that with the toward the end of last season and this season, it's not as good as it was. It is falling off. But I also feel that's the same thing that happened to Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
I don't think Seven Deadly Sins was as good as it was the season before.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard the animation was messed up.
I just couldn't get into it.
And
I
it's
think
still
I watched episode 2, and then I just said I'll watch it later, and I've never went back to it because it just wasn't catching, and I don't know why, but also I'm watching My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. It's the 3rd season. It's gonna be the last one, and that one is just about this misfit that was thrown into a group where they have to fix everybody's problems. But they have so many problems, it's crazy within themselves. So that's all that I'm actually physically watching. I have a lot. I have like let me see, 42 in my to watch list or my currently watching list that I have like queued up in my mail. But those are the only 5 that I'm actually currently pushing myself to watch. I don't know. I feel that some season like this season of anime is troublesome because of COVID-19 and because so many was put on the back burner or postponed that it took away from a lot of the animes that either would have been finished or would have been further along by now. Because for
yeah. They had the second season run.
Food Wars is on episode 4 right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have been on episode 10 or 11 right now
Mm-hmm.
because they just stopped production or stopped putting it out. So it was nothing to look at.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, bro.
so far the animes that I'm currently watching are good. I don't think I've dropped any recently because some of the ones I've dropped people really like, and I'm like it just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you say you're watching One Piece. I dropped that like a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I tried to watch it a few times and I couldn't get into it, but I just decided, like, hey, maybe I can stick this. Oh, but there is one, definitely another anime. Well, it's the kind of anime you watch that I think, because like, I watched like Baki, which it had a new season come out, so that was cool. And then Kangen Ashura, I started watching that. I finished that. That was a interesting CG fight anime. But the one I started watching not too long ago, which I really enjoy, is How Heavy Are the Dumbbells That You Lift?
I've seen you post that, and I think that's actually is on my 'cause I always refer to my anime list because
Mm-hmm.
I have like it can it keeps me intact of what I'm watching, what I quit, and what I started, but instead I will go back to and things that people recommend, and that's on my plan to watch list eventually
Mm-hmm.
because I have a lot of animes on my plan to watch, and it's just ones that people have said I should check out or whatever. They have like 83 on there, but of course I cannot watch just 83 animes. So, but I also dropped Angel Beats and Fairy Tale.
Oh, I just never, I never, I never just, I don't know. Fairy Tale was just like something I was just like, nah, I don't think I'll get into that.
And I don't like Fruit Basket, but I know a lot of people
Everybody
who like.
loves Fruit Baskets. I've
I
never watched it.
I don't like it. I like. I get it. I get why people like it, but it's not. It's not something that can captivate me. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's other ones that I've come across that like people said they understand why I didn't like it. Like Nana, that's an older one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Nana one bit. And I forget which episode I quit on because I didn't even give that one the the 4 episodes that I normally give people, you know, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's one that's called what's the name of it? Heaven's Lost Property. I hate that
Mm-hmm.
anime so much.
Ah,
It's so bad.
why?
I just didn't like it. I hate it so much. And I gave it the 4 episodes. And and after that fourth one, I'm like, I can't. It just wasn't appealing to me.
Can't do this.
I couldn't,
Wow.
and it's one more that I quit early, that I just didn't like. Green Green. That one is
I haven't
horrendously
even heard
bad.
that one.
Huh?
I haven't even heard of that one.
Yeah, and then I looked it up, and like it's listed on a few people's like horrible anime lists. So Green Green was really really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a catch-22. People like different stuff, but I know and me and your tastes are different because
Yeah.
you like Parasite.
Yeah, but I think it took me a couple times to get through the series, and then a couple times I did watch it and like not halfway pay attention. Because shout out to Allen County Public Library, they had the manga in high school, so I read most of it, missing a few volumes and stuff because people would check them out and never return them. So it was so I kind of just was like, okay, let me watch the anime to finish the story. I was like, I guess this is cool. But yeah, you're right. I like those kind of anime.
It's like I know I've said to you that you should check out High Score Girl. And
Yeah.
even though I feel that it's really good, mainly because of the nostalgia, it's because growing up with all those games and just thinking about like the time that it is basically aimed at, that was my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like if you ever like sat back and knew when Street Fighter first came out to console, when Virtual Fighter, was a thing.
Yeah.
When what's that cop game where you
Virtual Cop.
yeah, they even talk about that. And it's like I'm like, wow, they talk about Mortal Kombat and everything. It's like, you know, I can relate to this guy. I can relate to this anime. And like the thing is like the ending made me read the manga because I knew they were finished with the anime. It was done. And I thought it was gonna be more than that, like in the manga. But they actually stayed true. The anime really stayed true to the manga. And it ended the exact same way. Which is kind of upsetting, but I wanted more. I'm not gonna tell you the ending, but if you ever do watch it and you see the exact ending, you want to know what happened next. But it was the ending was good, but I don't know. I just think the nostalgia made me want more. So I'm looking at the mangas I've read, and I think you've seen me watch all of these before. Because I told you about Bigatti HK, and I've read that manga. Mayochi, Nisekoi, Relife, and Rosario the Vampire, and Sekirei.
No.
And for y'all who are listening,
Podcast is 45 minutes. No.
Rosario the Vampire, y'all out there listening, is possibly the anime that got me back into watching anime.
Why did you start watching that?
I just wanted something to watch to distract me, and it was the cover art. I'm like, you know what? Let me watch this, and I just turned it on. So I watched Rosario the Vampire season 1, and then I watched the Eden one, where the dude was in a game to do stuff. I can't think of the name of it. It's something to Eden. But and then I started watching a whole bunch of different ones. And that really got me back into watching anime. And then I discovered the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Mm.
It's called Eden of the East.
It's called what?
Eden of the East.
Eden
That
of
was
the
the
East.
one that got me back. Like it was first Rosario to Vampire, and then Eden of the East, and then Cat Planet Cuties. So it was a lot of etchy. It got me back into watching it. I don't think Eden of the East is etchy. It's more so of a mystery thriller ish anime. You might have seen me watch Eden. You might really enjoy it because it's first off it's like 11 episode anime, and then it's 2 movies, and it's really good. And it has a real good ending too. So basically, it's just supplements you for and it came out in 2009. So when I watched it, I think it had just came out.
Okay.
But yeah, so
I'm looking up picks him up, for breaking more stuff or breaking One Piece?
Well, everything I'm watching except for everything I'm watching right now is in subs, unless you watch the season before for like, and the only thing that has a good season before is Food Wars. And I've tried to get you to watch Food Wars. I've really tried. It's really good. If you out there have seen Food Wars, please tell CW how good it is. It's really good. I think you're slipping. I think you're missing out on something fantastic. Except for this season. I haven't watched the episode that came out yesterday. Because I literally slept all day yesterday. But everything else is fantastic about it. So, and that's all I'm currently watching. So, but I'm really gonna watch ReZero. Just sit back and watch ReZero. That one got really good fanfare. It's probably one of the best recent one that someone woke up in a different world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've told you about the classroom thing where they took all these people from the different animes and put them all together in one. And basically, they use this anime as one of them. Because they use this one. They use
what's that called again?
Give me a second. I gotta remember. Slipped my mind right now.
I like mashups like that.
Well, I know the first one has Overlord, and the two that I can't think of right now. Oh, I also heard that Relife is really good. Okay, it's called Izaki Quartet.
Okay.
And the first season of it is Overlord, ReZero, God's Blessing into a New World, and this one is called The Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Oh shit. I know like 3 of those.
So yeah, so they put them all together in like a classroom setting. And it's really, I enjoyed it. And the second season, I haven't finished it yet. It got put on hold, but it just finished in April. And this one, I believe they introduced 2 more animes to it, as far as characters, and that was the Rising of the Shield Hero, and Cautious Hero. Now, I didn't finish Cautious Hero because it just irritated me. And I haven't watched The Rising of the Shield Hero. But they brought those 2 inside of this anime. And they've already announced a season 3, but I don't know if they're going to bring anybody else in that's not yet announced.
That's interesting. It sucks that everything's been put on.
But it's let's say it's a parody, and they do a good job. Like if you've seen at least 2 of the animes, you should be okay, because I've only had seen the God Blessing one and ReZero. I'd never seen Overlord or
Tanya the Evil, or whatever.
Tanya the Evil. So I've never seen those two, and I understood what was going on. As far as the new season goes, I've seen the first episode of Cautious Hero, and I dropped it because I just didn't like it at all. And but I'm not familiar with the sword hero, the sword person, kill person. So I don't know how good it is. And I stopped on episode 2. So I think I got so distracted with work. So you really might enjoy it. Just watch season 1 and see what you think of it. Because it's really just a parody of itself with the original voice actors.
Wow. So that's rare. That's funny. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. So I mean, they just deal with trying to discover what's going on, and they want to get back to their real planet, but they realize they're stuck there. So you should check it out. But yeah, so that's all right now I have in the realm of animes right now. Because other than that, I've just been watching like Stargirl and stuff like that, which is on its last 2 episodes now.
So sad when anime are ending, because sometimes you be like, this is clearly not over, and yep, that was it. That we're done. We're not making any more.
The one thing I hate, and I really, really hate, is the fact that
Better find that manga.
You read the manga, you see exactly where the anime departed from the manga, and you can see why it gets canceled. Because you see me watch Tsukire, and even though Tsukire is a big fan service anime, you read the manga, they have a real story. Even the anime has a real story. It has plot points that introduce the characters and give them life. And the manga, it does the same thing. And you can, I'm not gonna say where in the anime, but if you read the manga, because I read the manga of this, you see exactly where it turns south. And you can see why they couldn't really do a second season, a finished season to it, because the rest of it gets really, really, really good. Even though I don't fully disagree with the ending of it, the entire story is really great. Even Nisekoi, I believe the story of Nisekoi, the manga is really, really good. And with the one we were quoting earlier, Rawstarr the Vampire. I think you watched up until the ending of the other anime, where she saves his life. The thing is, because the way she did it, he gains her powers. And the way they finished that manga off got really good. So, and you would want them to make it into an anime. And then there's some animes that are so darn good, but because of the director, producer, or writer does something so stupid, they would never bring another one out. Because the MMO Junkie, that was a great anime. But they're never going to do another season because of comments that, I don't remember what comments he made, but he made certain comments that were really bad. And it's not going to happen.
Like what kind of comments?
I forget what he said, but he made comments about certain people, and because of that,
What people?
I say again, I don't remember what he said exactly.
Okay.
Even like with No Game No Life, they said that they stole or they copied art, but No Game No Life is really good. The movie was really good, but because of that whole catastrophe, it's not going to happen. It might happen, but it was a really, really good anime. So it's just so many good ones that like that aren't going to ever be completed, and then you have the world where dirty jokes don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
That is possibly the second funniest anime I've ever seen in my life, and because of the lead, like the character who plays one of the leads, she dies. She was Anna in the show. She died, and many people just didn't want to do it because they didn't want to replace her because she did a really, really, really good job. I watched it sub before I watched it dub, and that sub actress was phenomenal. That's another one I recommend for everybody out there to watch. And I've seen people cosplay one of the characters, and I love it. I always want to just walk up to them and say, "That's a great cosplay." I mean, it's a real good, because think about it. Like, if all of a sudden today you woke up tomorrow morning and then think about everything that's sexual became outlawed. Like, you couldn't watch porn, you couldn't watch something that was just very explicit, or you get in trouble. You know,
Yeah.
it was controlled in every way. And then you have this group of misfits that are trying to be really, oh yeah, and they'll put a necklace around you. So every time they know that you're having impure thoughts at a certain age, they would just stun you really, really, really bad. It's really, and there's only certain ways to get around it. And they discover ways to get around it, and they try to fill these people's lives with lewdness.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they run around like almost halfway naked with underwear on their faces to hide their identity. Like, this man is really running around like in a jockstrap thing, and he's wearing a underwear on his face to hide who he is. And I'm like, that is so good. And then the lead character, that person who died, she's one of the people who's in charge of making sure things are right. But then she accidentally comes into contact with something sexual, and she becomes a nympho.
Mm.
So yeah, but she only wants one person, and there's one part that I don't want to say out there on the internet, like right now, because I want people to enjoy it. But once you watch it, it's one of the things you remember the most about the anime, when she gives him something. So it's really good.
Okay.
And I think it's still on Netflix, or Hulu. It's one of the places I watched it. And yeah, but it's called Shiminota, a world where dirty jokes don't exist. I'm sorry, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes don't exist. And the girl name, her name is, Anna. Her name was Miyu Matsuki. and she died a few years back.
Mm.
But she did a lot of good characters, though. As far as like she was someone on Defrag, and Defrag was a good anime. She was on Fate. I've never seen Fate, but I've heard Fate was really good, and she was on a lot of different ones. So yeah. But yeah, that's another one that I recommend you watch, because even though some of these are in high school settings, they're not the main identity, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and if everybody out there who's listening, please tell us, what are you watching? Get us interested in what you find interesting at the moment. Because I know someone was trying to get me to watch a hentai, one of our previous guests, and it's like I gotta be in some sort of state of mind to want to watch a hentai.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't. And someone else who I know, who I hang out with on Twitch, they had a movie night where they wanted to watch a movie that had it was basically a hint, like it wasn't a hentai, but it was borderline hentai, and she only wanted to watch it because it was a lesbian sex scene at some point in the middle while they were racing cars.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I just can't get into that. And I don't know, is Avatar considered an anime?
No.
Yeah, because I can't get into that either. So, you know. Well, yeah, CW. What was the other topic you wanted us to discuss really quick?
I don't know. We seem like anime took it over, so.
No, because like I'm thinking like that's all that I'm currently watching right now, and and I don't want to say too much of any plot, because I feel that if I do too much, especially with how far I am, like it might ruin it for some people. But
yeah.
But yeah, so everybody out there, go ahead and watch the ones I told CW to watch. And you know, if you're feeling, you know, if you want to be one of those people who say they can finish One Piece in a day, go ahead and try. I want to see this done when it's over like 600 episodes.
It's 938 episodes, I believe.
And it's what, 20 minutes per episode?
Yeah.
So 25 minutes. That's a lot of anime.
Yeah. It's a good one to get trapped on a desert island or if you have a lot of time on your hands.
Well, I mean, we do right now. We're in quarantine. So many people are losing their jobs. So, but yeah. So we actually hit our moment already. So CW.
Yeah, I guess we're done.
So CW.
Just talked it through. Yes.
Please tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me going out. Okay, that was bad. You can find me on Instagram at Christopher_Willie with an IE, not a Y, _J. You can find things about my business and training life on CCFitness LA on Instagram, CCFitness LA on Twitter, CCFitnessLA.com. And if you're still using Facebook, CCFitness.
Okay, my stuff is Rawstarr, Rawstarr, on Instagram and on Twitter. If you want to find us direct, we are the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on Facebook, and on Twitter. BurbankMisfits.com that says everything that CW does, from, teaching everybody, how to exercise and get their workout on, to, everything else that we do as a group. And please tune in next week where we'll have Alex Cole on next week. She's confirmed, if you like her. In 2 weeks, we're supposed to have Kid Mercer. We might have, I forgot her name already. Someone else we have right in the middle of that. And then we have Cali Confidential was going to be, the start of our season 3. So we have a good lineup for the rest of this month coming up. You should really enjoy it. And so we'll see you next week.
Laters.